Father, Son, Unfiltered.
Oh my goodness. This is outrageous.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome
The Mood Lounge Show with Pedge Tattoos and Marco with a K.
Hey, welcome to the Mood Lounge Show. I'm your host once again, Pedge Tattoos.
I'm your co-host once again, Marco with a K.
All right, so we got a great show. We got a special guest on today. I'm not going to say it yet, but you guys probably read it in the
That
title.
is why we have a big space over in my corner over here, so,
so
I am...
We're going to have a special guest in a bit. We're going to call in to come in to show his face, to talk, to throw a salutations. Aaron Palacio. So if you guys ever have seen his shorts, you need to check out his Instagram channel. He's on TikTok. He does these little videos like Serb history, Serb culture, lived in Serbia. He's Venezuelan, but he's a big Serb at heart. And I have to say that being a big Serb at heart, we kind of communicated. We DM'd back and forth. We talked, came over to the house today. We've been for 3 hours shooting the shit. And he decided to stay. He was going to just make a little hello and do his famous salud. So he's going to come on in a little bit. We're going to just throw out some topics because I'm sure a lot of Serbs are waiting to hear Serbian stuff. So at the end of the show, we're going to have this little dedication to the Serb thing. It's going to be called Serbian Corner, all things Serbian. Culture, history, facts, Balkan mentality, all of that shit. So let's get started with the show. Marco, I know you heard, and I think the people need to know, what do you think on these 10 scientists that miraculously unalived themselves or were murdered in some kind of weird-ass...
You mean the rocket scientists or some
rocket,
shit?
yeah,
like
the
right
NASA.
after the Artemis mission, which was really weird.
I think it was way before the Artemis mission.
Was it way? I thought it was right after everything happened. All of a sudden, out of nowhere, some people started dropping, and it's very strange.
I'm hearing a little buzz.
You're hearing a little buzz, isn't there?
Yeah, there's a little buzz going on.
Okay.
Are we?
I think we're good now. I don't know what that was.
Is anybody watching the show right now? If anybody's watching the show, can you tell me? Do you hear us? Do you hear a buzzing? Or is it
I don't think I hear buzzing now, but
yeah, I don't hear buzzing now. I don't know what the fuck that was. I think it's our special guest. He's radioactive as he's walking around. But
yeah.
Okay, so these 10 scientists.
We have somebody, C. Jovica 2, Hello Zdravo, and Buenas Sierra.
What is that buzzing, bro?
Again, the buzzing.
All right, guys, just give me 1 second because I need to check something. I'll be right back. 1 split second.
They're saying that they hear us loud and clear.
They hear us loud and clear, but I'm hearing a buzzing, which is driving me insane. So, all right, let's...
I don't know if it's that one.
I think it's got to do with this thing right here, but it could be the cord is bad. I apologize, people.
Okay.
The technical glitches, happens.
If you don't hear it, it's on our end, and it's like...
Yeah, if you don't hear it, it's on
a little radio static.
I apologize once again. My bad. So, yeah, these 10 scientists, right after... when was it? Right after...
I thought it was after the Artemis thing or whatever.
No, it was way before. The last guy that got offed, or a lady, she basically went publicly and said, in case you find me dead, I didn't off myself.
Right.
And they said it was suicide that she killed herself.
Meanwhile, she has 7 bullet wounds to the back of her head or whatever.
Yeah, so
that's funny.
Yeah, I don't know at the end of the day, but the other people that passed away or were murdered, one was a general that was in the Department of something to do with the UFO files. And Trump said that he was going to release these UFO files, and that's when all of these people were starting to mysteriously die, and it's just a coincidence that in the last year or a little bit less than a year, fucking 10 scientists. So that's a little bit of a fucking... What the fuck's up with that shit?
It's too much of a coinky-dink, and
yeah,
there really are no coinky-dinks.
For me, 100%
coincidences.
But you're gonna have to keep me timed if you want to put your phone up. I don't have my, so I don't know.
You didn't grab your phone, did you?
Nah, bro. Listen, we've been sitting here talking to Aaron Palacio for like fucking 3 hours and change. It was gonna be just a little phone conversation. We've been going back and forth, and he just Boom. He just was like, yeah, let's meet for coffee. And I was like, well, come here. And he's like a hop, skip, and a jump from me. And, dude, we just picking each other's brains. It's just, like, insane, bro. I mean, this guy is fucking so filled with knowledge, you know, and he's fucking his charisma and he's fucking, you know, his fucking machismo, bro. It's just fucking phenomenal, you know what I say? Mira, you know, like, so, you know. And yesterday, was it today I was talking? Yeah, today I was talking to him on the phone, and my fiance is like, yo, that sounds like Manolo. And I'm just like, the whole thing in my head is like, where they're on the bus, and he goes, what you tell him? And the guy goes on the bus in Scarface. He goes, I told him I was in a sanitarium. He goes, no, I told you to tell him you're in a sanitarium, not in sanitation, you know? So, I don't know. When he comes on, you'll see if he sounds like Manolo or not. But, so a thing happened in Harlem the other day I want to touch on, and what you people think about the scientist thing. And then, you know, if you guys got a question on that or you think something about that, drop it in the comments. Jay is watching, listening, typing.
What happened in Harlem exactly?
So a 15-year-old black kid, and I know everyone's saying a black, blah, blah, whatever, but a 15-year-old black kid was talking to this white girl. She didn't want to take his number. He said, oh, it's like that? You won't take my number? She said no. He picked her up and slammed her, suplex, and then he went and stomped her head. He was arrested, and he was released in family court for, like, fucking, like, misdemeanor of assault and whatever the fuck. Then his mom's comes out, and mind you, I'm watching his mom talk. She don't act like she black. She act like she Trinidadian, which is, like, mixed with Pakis and Indians and whatnot. And she came out, and she's like, all like, nah, let me tell ya, you know, and she's doing all of this, but she do not look black. She don't look Caribbean. She look that fucking Paki Indian look.
Right.
And I don't know, bro, but she was like, oh, that girl bullying my son. Yo, the girl up to here, like this guy got 3 heads on her. And how the hell, when the video shows, he goes, you won't take my number? Oh, no, it's like that? And he slammed her. I mean, yo, people, what do you think? I mean, should this boy be treated like slap on the wrist, or should he be like, an example should be set? Because I tell you.
Why the fuck would you slap on the wrist to this guy? Like, I mean, he
did.
kind of slapped on the head with, you know, with his fucking foot, but I don't know. I don't understand that.
First off, he stomped this girl. Literally, if you see the video, walks up and stomps her.
Yeah.
Okay? So, this is driving me fucking insane, bro.
You were saying?
So,
He stomps
on this girl's head, like, jumps up in midair and goes, blam! And she's unconscious. Because, he suplexed her. So, I mean, look, it is what it is. I don't think he should have got away with a slap on the wrists and released to his mom's, you know, recognizance and all of that shit. I mean, New York is a fucking total shit show now. I'm glad we fucking left. But, this Mandami fucking, you know, mayoral government that's going on is it's a fucking communistic shit show. And I'm pretty sure when Aaron comes on, if he's got a little something to say, because he came from Venezuela, and Venezuela was, dude, it's like, you know, like that Cuba fucking shit. Like, you know, the government controls everything you do, and it costs like $80 for a fucking hamburger, but you only make $75 a week. Like, dude, I read about that shit. It's fucking insane what's going on in fucking in Venezuela. And now this whole Venezuela shit, getting off a little bit, but this whole Venezuela shit with fucking Maduro being here and, you know, captured and all of that, nobody's talking about it on the fucking news anymore. Yeah. And why are we getting high gas prices if we're in this fucking Iran conflict in the Strait of Hor fucking Who's? I didn't say Hormuz, Hor Who's, because I like saying it like that, you know? Yeah. And why the fuck is our gas going up when we just fucking confiscated fucking Venezuela's fucking oil? Yeah. Nobody's talking about that? Like, not to mention we choked out fucking Cuba. You know, it's a big fucking power play they're trying to do with South America, which I think they should just let South America be South America and fuck that, bro. You know, we already got the Gulf of America now, so we happy.
Yeah,
I don't think we need Venezuela. I don't think, at the end of the fucking day, I'm not going to sit there and open up a can of worms and go down the rabbit hole. But this shit has been going on forever in South America with fucking Nicaragua, Venezuela, you know, fucking now it's in Peru. Shit's lighting up in fucking Argentina. I don't know why I'm doing all these fucking, like, I'm speaking like perfect fucking lingo Spanish here. Like,
I don't know.
I'm hanging out with this guy for like fucking
That's
3
probably
hours,
why,
right?
yeah.
It's all like, I got that imitation of the salute in my head. I can't get rid of it, bro. But what did you want to touch on about when you were talking earlier to me today about something to do with cyber Israel?
Oh, yeah. The Israeli cyber defense team is linked to LinkedIn.
Say what?
Yes. That's what I wanted to talk about, which I was trying to allude cryptically earlier when we were talking to our special guest, because you're sitting right there and I'm trying not to splurge out the whole thing, but
Right.
they are stealing your info. In the short, they're stealing your info. That's what they're doing.
Wow.
But in the long term, they're doing this complicated shit of constantly scanning your computer every time you go to, visit the website.
So if you're on, let me get this straight. So
Yeah.
if you're on LinkedIn,
Yeah.
and you're going over there, like
No,
say,
every time you go to log into LinkedIn,
they just
you're
like
getting scanned. The second that you log in, you're
scanning
getting
everything
scanned.
you've done.
And you already upload your data to LinkedIn by making a profile, giving your info. They already know where you work. They already know like whatever fucking your prior salary was. They know your skills. They know your licenses. They know your certifications. They know this. They know that.
Right.
They're already selling it to fucking whoever and keeping it on their personal fucking shit. Which
Dude,
I don't know
that-
what the fuck you need your personal.
That is
shit for.
fucking like,
But-
that's fucking insane to
Yeah,
have that.
But
like,
it's been
so what
already
is it? A
been linked.
bot? It's a bot that they've
It's not a
installed.
bot. They keep copies of your shit on servers, and then they already scan whoever's logging in with that information, and it's already proven. But there's no mention of this anywhere in the license agreement. Nowhere, like when you sign up for LinkedIn, it says, "Hey, we're gonna be scanning your shit."
So
on
how'd
a
you
daily
how'd you
basis."
like dig this up? How did you find this?
Somebody just posted about it. That was it. Everybody started questioning, like, what the fuck do you mean we're getting scanned? So they started investigating. Hey, guess what? When I open the developer menu, why is every fucking thing that I have installed, like, as a plugin for Firefox or whatever you use,
Wow.
getting scanned? Why?
you
Then they
know-
start checking the license agreement. Oh, hey, guess what? This is not fucking legal. You didn't ask to fucking scan my shit
Yeah, I don't
every
know,
time that I log in. Why are you keeping personal copies of it? I see it in subsection B of this fuck-ass fucking document.
know,
that,
but,
hey, you're keeping it here. But then now you also have, like, my fucking, my personal info, my social. What's going on here? You don't need that. And another thing that you could do to actually prove that they're keeping this shit is
Right.
actually ask them for it, because that's...
Really?
Yeah, legally, any data that you do give off, you are able to request back. As long as you know how to fucking ask for it. You can't be like, you can't just be like, yo, give me my shit back.
So like,
you know?
dude, so like, what's fucking next, bro? It's like,
Here's the thing. We're starting to go into that, the fucking AI craze.
Yes,
Right? And I keep
yes.
talking about it because we're
Yeah.
starting to go into this crazy fucking cyberpunk dystopia.
right,
Whoever the fuck has played cyberpunk, but like they already know like how,
true.
multiple more internets are being made and all this fucking shit. Everything that
Right.
you already have, it's like
Right,
everybody,
right.
some other companies already got it.
Right.
So we're going into that age now, and like you're not going to see it now because now it's like fucking retarded.
It is.
We're deep faking AI videos of The Rock like slipping and sliding with Diddy.
Yeah.
But
Dude,
then
it
in another 10, 20 years, it's gonna be like, yo, Brad Pitt literally just did a somersault onto Tom Cruise's penis.
Listen.
You know what I mean? Like, did it actually happen? You'd be like, yo, are you serious? Like, like at this point, we're gonna be like, yeah, damn, that could have happened.
I'd like to see an AI. I like
that-
to see an AI fake of Mark Wahlberg instead of doing
Yeah.
the prayer rap. He's like Allahu Akbar, and he's bending.
And
over.
you know what? In another 30 years, somebody's gonna hack your fucking implant in your head, and you're gonna be like airdropping you that the whole time. It's like, you're gonna be
Dude,
like,
like-
get it out of my head, get it out. It's just Mark Wahlberg going. Blah, 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 blah,
Dude,
blah.
what direction are we like fucking going into? Like, this is like some.
Pretty bad. I already know fucking Palantir.
is-
that
dude.
AI company is gonna be doing some crazy shit. The second you say something, it's gonna be like, don't you?
You do know that Palantir is connected to Juicebox, right?
Juicebox?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah.
We have to talk in code, people.
Which is
because,
that's also part of the
yeah. We have to
Defense
say
Network or
apple
whatever.
juice whenever we're referring to a certain.
yeah
group of
yeah.
people
You already
because all of this bullshit,
you already
so.
know.
You already know we have to
You
talk
already
in
know.
code because TikTok bans
Sound
me
it out,
and
guys.
fucking,
You already know what it is.
Yeah, so like big fuck you to TikTok, because it is what it is, bro. I'm up on other platforms too, so
Yeah, you know how it is.
give and take. I lose on Facebook, I gain on Instagram, I lose on this one, I gain on fucking YouTube, so it is what it is. But so in other news, last night this just popped up. We were watching TV
Was it even last night or was it
last night,
Oh yeah.
and I'm seeing one of my friends.
The timing on this was fucking impeccable.
Yeah, one of
because
my
I did
friends
not
from
know
New York
what,
sent me
I did
this.
not know what you were talking about. The second that you mentioned it, I'm just scrolling through Instagram. I'm like, huh, that's crazy. I scroll, I see the fucking CCTV footage, and I'm just like, dude,
Yeah, like
What the fuck?
my
Like
friend sends
impeccable
me
timing.
my friend sends me a clip from New York, and all it is Trump sitting at this table at the White House, whatever that CD dinner,
Yeah.
and they're sitting there, and then I heard bomb, 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 like it sounded
I
like
didn't
loud
see, I didn't
blast.
see that clip. I saw the actual like camera footage.
Right? You seen?
I saw some guy skedaddling across the fucking floor.
Yes.
Like
As-
Usain Bolt sprinting. and I
As
was
I'm
just like,
telling Marco this, and Marco's looking up CCTV footage on the damn, Fox News. It's this guy. It just looked like a fucking blur. It just went, and then
Yeah.
you see like Secret Service just
yeah,
like,
20
pulling
guys
out
just
like,
start pulling out guns. and,
yeah.
like,
So
40
we
people flood the
watch. The only I can't make like fucking I couldn't make any sense out of it. Like what the fuck
They
happened?
said he had a shotgun. I didn't see a
Shotgun and a handgun.
Shotgun and a handgun.
Yeah.
I didn't see either.
So
but-
he ran through security trying to get into the ballroom to take as many people or whatever the fuck with a with a scatter gun. It's one thing. With a handgun, it's like it's got to be precise and up close. You ain't gonna get much fucking from a distance.
Those remind me of those Scientology speedrunners that are like trying to get into the back of the building. Have you seen those?
Hey, maybe
Have you seen those or no?
maybe no, I have not seen.
No.
it. No.
Well, it's just a bunch of TikTok like dudes and shit like where they, you know how in LA like there's those spots where it's like people are trying to record getting in and they like shut the doors on them and like
Yeah.
just tell them get out.
yeah.
It's the same spots like those, but like they just try to sprint the fuck in as fast as they can, like with the GoPros
Oh,
on. And they're
yeah,
like,
okay, okay, I
Like,
know what you're
they,
talking
like,
about.
They're jumping around, so everybody's making jokes. Like Tom Cruise is waiting on the corner, like fucking like.
Yeah, I
like,
seen
pissed.
one
Like
where
Travolta's just like fucking like about to like like haymaker him from the corner.
I saw one where John Travolta was driving past in the car, and they were like, "Hey, John,"
Yeah.
and he's like, "Hey, whatever," and then they keep going and harassing the security guard at the door, going, "Hey, do you know John Riccitamo? Because his parents are looking for him.
Yeah,
He's been
yeah.
missing for like 5 years, and it's like, it's hysterical. And you mentioned it, I remember freaking, running through those clips. But dude, this dude, it was like a blur.
He should take some notes from them if he was going to.
should. We
No, I'm
should.
saying
Oh,
he
he
should have
should've.
taken some
Yeah,
notes from them
he
if he
should've.
was. I mean, maybe he was.
He should've.
Maybe he forgot his GoPro. That's why, like, he wasn't
But
doing
dude, it was insane to see that. Me and Marco trying to make like, what the fuck? I'm on my phone, he's on his phone. We're watching the TV, and it was just insane.
I
like,
just had no clue, and then the second he mentions it, it's like I just see this guy skedaddling, and I'm like,
but let
what do
me
you mean
ask
White
you,
House conference dinner.
how is that possible?
What?
That the last 2 assassination attempts, not the first one, but the one from the golf course, is similarly eerie to this one. The dude is on a golf course in a bush, and miraculously, a fucking Secret Service agent sees it
Yeah.
and is like, stops it. This one, it was like
I mean,
the
this
guy.
one we didn't even really need to look around. It's like you
My
just-
man-
I don't think we're gonna have like a marathon sprinter like in the White House.
Unless it's Mike Lombardo and he has the Serbian 3 fingers up and he just runs past, Živela Srbija, and he just goes right by, like, that'd be hysterical. But yeah, man, I don't know. I didn't really watch the news too much today to see what was transpiring from yesterday. They came and they squashed the whole thing in the dinner in the ballroom. They came. One guy was straddling the table with his fucking full fucking
You mean,
military
like the
gear
4
on. like-
people that rushed the stage.
yeah,
or
and then
whatever.
they threw Trump on the floor.
Even though they didn't need night vision and they had
Yeah.
night vision because that makes sense. I mean, honestly, I understand what they were doing. Like, if they really wanted to cut the lights, if they're,
course.
people were rushing, they could
course.
have cut the lights. But, like, why the fuck?
But,
What, no.
what cracks me up is fucking as they threw Trump on the floor, and then they jumped on top of him, like formed that human umbrella, and all of a sudden you see they grab J.D. Vance and manhandle him, like, "Come here, bitch," and he's just like, like, just shrugged them off by his coattails. Like, I was just like, yeah. Like, you're
Grabbed
gonna be
him-
president
grabbed
now.
him-
Let's go.
Grabbed him by his fucking bow tie and said, "Let's go."
Oh my God, dude, I rewatched that over and over, and it was just cracking the fuck up. And then the thing that really kind of like made me feel weird was the same fat woman that was the Secret Service that didn't know how to holster her gun after the first assassination attempt.
I don't 100% know if it's the same girl.
It
but
is.
It looks exactly like.
It is, bro. It's the same Big Bertha. It's her.
Yeah.
Except that she's like, "Oh, you gotta stop now," but looking to fucking holster it. But I got it. Like fucking. Yeah, I don't know. And it's the same. It's the same
You
Secret
think she's
Service
like that
crew.
with the silverware when she was eating at the dinner? She just like she does no. She doesn't know where to put it. She's just like
She knows where to put it. Fucking fat bitch. He knows where to fucking put it. Shut the fuck up, bro. I don't know how I thought there was a weight,
yeah. Yeah, you know damn
Maximum.
well she wasn't sprinting after the guy that sprinted in. I'm just
No, you know what she did?
power walked.
No, you know what she did, right? As he sprinted in, she put her
Donut.
foot out like this.
Oh, yeah.
She put her foot out and tripped the
You know damn well she
motherfucker.
had a donut while she was walking. Stop. Hey.
Fucking flings it at him, gets him right in the fucking nose and shit. Hey, dude, and the guy, the pictures that we keep seeing of this dude laying face flat on the
Kissing
floor
the
looks
floor.
like Freddie Mercury kissing the
Yeah,
carpet.
he looks like a mixed Freddie.
You know, we are the champions, my friends. You know. So yeah, I don't know. What do you guys think? Anybody got something that they want to ask or they want to jump in with something that we could talk about? Let us know. We are waiting. And until then, I'm planning. So I've been, promoting on Instagram. I'm planning for us to do the Serbian corner since we got, and I have to say, thank you. We fucking went viral. We went so super viral.
Yeah, I keep hearing that there's like such a crazy response. On
Yeah, I mean,
the Serb shit.
yeah, I got people from Serbia. I got people like from Australia, Serbs from Australia. I got people from Macedonia, United States. But just my heart goes like, wow, thank you. Puno vam fala iz srca. Like, thank you from the heart, man. Like, to get that kind of acknowledgement and respect and big ups and, applause and Serbian flags and all of that, thank you. I've said in the last 2 fucking shows, I've been profusely attacked by Albanians, which I really could give a fucking rat's ass. The truth hurts. And, dude, if I can get schooled, I will do it. And I had an Albanian that reached out, a DM, and I accepted it. And, dude, we ended up agreeing to disagree. It was not hatred being flipped back and forth. He said what he had to say to me, and he ended it with, we should all get along. We're from the Balkans. We all have a natural history. And I said, dude, if everybody was like you on the Albanian ticket, man, I said, there wouldn't be a fucking issue. It wouldn't be a problem. I said, God bless you. I wish you only the best. I said, if more people were like you to agree to disagree. He constantly sends me shit.
Yeah.
Like, he goes, hey, I didn't know this. And he sends me, and I'm like, oh, yeah, it's this, that. And I said, what about this?
At
And
least there's people you could actually discuss.
he
with,
actually,
not
dude,
fucking,
this dude actually sent me about Albin Kurti from fucking Albania, from Kosovo. I can't say Albania. From Kosovo, which Kosovo is Serbia. Nye. And then, so, but, he sent me a thing that Albin Kurti was a student demonstrator at the time, and there was pictures of him with Koštunica, which was the president or the prime minister of Serbia back in that time, and with the Radikalni Partija Vojislav Šešelj. And he was convicted as a war criminal and this and that, went to The Hague and told everybody to suck his dick at The Hague. There's a famous video,
power move.
dude, it's a famous video on YouTube.
Wait, that's not the one where he takes cyanide, is it, or no?
No,
Or is
that's
that somebody else that I'm thinking
that was a
of?
Croatian fucking general that did a fucking massacre in fucking
Oh.
Krajina, and
Okay.
so he just like, živjela fucking Hrvatska, za dom spremni, and he fucking cyanides himself. So,
my
fuck him.
Yeah.
But so this dude sent me this shit about that, and I didn't know, and I started doing my research, and dude, not for nothing, but he was mixed with the Serbian Radical Party, but then he fucking fared the other way. He was thrown in jail for 12 fucking years, he became just a radicalized Albanian, and now he's torturing Serbs, which is whatever, bro. Like, he took away, everything can't be written in Serbian Cyrillic no more. He took away the names of towns. He took away the right to vote. He pulled down the Serbian flag in all Serb-held territories, meaning it's a majority Serb, and put them up with the Albanian shit, and they're brutalizing people, constantly fucking kidnapping, arresting people, giving them time for doing nothing but refusing to speak Albanian. I'm not going to touch that can of worms, but this Albanian guy sent me this. God bless you. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. And then I started getting a lot of hate. And the hate is what it is, but people have the same shit where I just say sticks and stones. Because it's the same shit. And I shut up so many people with, basically the whole Đerđe Kastriot, which is Branović, and the whole, and I'm going to do that on a different show because I don't want to fucking just rinse, cycle, or repeat the same fucking shit, because I got a nice little Serbian knowledge for you people that you need to do your research on. I did. I still have to find on one of my old phones, because I had it not screenshotted, but I had the actual file, and it came from a Serbian archive from Kosovo, from Serbia proper, and I don't know how this shit just disappeared off the fucking face of the earth. Albanian lobby is strong. They make, they pay money, drug money and all that organ money that they fucking stole from fucking Serbs and some Albanians in Kosovo, and it is what it is, bro. But yeah, we got great responses. We went viral. I wanted to thank everybody. We went from I think we had 100,000 views, maybe 1,200 followers. We're now close to 5,500 followers on Instagram, and it's climbing to 700,000 views. I just wanted to say thank you from the bottom of my heart again. I will try to do the Serbian corner. I'm working the bugs out. I will be having crazy guests, and I'm not going to do it where every week it's a different guest. I'm going to try to work where I have a regular, and I'm pretty sure once we do this little intro in a little bit, I'm pretty sure that Aaron's going to be like a regular. Every once in a while, no special guest. He's just, boom, he's part of the family. He comes in, he's going to do his little, so we're going to turn it to Aaron. What you got to say?
Just got to work out the mic setup.
So we're going to work out the mic, and I'm going to put another camera directly on him for the future. But I'm also going to be having through the computer. We're going to be doing we're gonna do the mob thing where I'm going to have Frankie Fiordolino come on, and then we're going to also do Mike Lombardo, the Serbian trucker. That's what he calls himself. He's he's christened himself to Mihailo, And dude, I spoke to him for a few hours on the phone. Phenomenal guy, great big heart. I asked him what was his epiphany, how and he said he went to a church, and when he went to that monastery, it just changed him. He saw the eyes scratched out, and it's 400 or 500 years of, occupation by the Ottomans, and the Serbs still held up their head, their religion, their history, their culture. And he just said a bell went off in him. It was on a vacation, on a fluke, and boom, him and his wife just great, interesting story. You're going to hear Aaron's story as well. And I don't want to sit there and jinx it, but I'm in negotiations with 3 more big Serbs that are doing their thing. So I wanted to do a camaraderie. The camaraderie being non-Serbs who show love for Serbia, and let me just say Aaron is by far. Yeah. Aaron is by far. Just speaking to him for 20 minutes on the phone,
it gives a different it gives a vastly different fucking view. True. It's one thing to be already, one culture, one people, and then it's another to be a completely different, completely different type of people. And then to be,
it's like I said,
in a culture.
Things have been happening so fast. The last 2 weeks, the clips have been going viral. Where we used to get 200, 300 views, dude, it's 20,000, 30,000. And it's every day I wake up and it's just ring,
but then it
ding,
jumps
ding,
on the old
right,
shit, so.
Right. And a lot of people don't follow. A lot of people just like it, and it doesn't matter. They like it. My voice is getting out there. Your voice is getting out there. And from this whole thing, people want us to talk. I had a friend of mine from New York that my fiance, our producer, Yelena, she kind of grew up with him. He was like a little fucking, wet behind the ears kid when I was fucking doing my shit in the street. But I knew his father. I knew his mother, everything. I knew his uncles, And he found the podcast, and he goes, yo, when the fuck you start this? I go, well, I've been doing this fucking shit for a couple of years. And he's just like, Pedge, it's about fucking time. And I said, but our people, there's some haters out there. He goes, yo, fuck those motherfuckers. He goes, you do what you need to do because you're speaking truth. He goes, and if people can't fucking applaud you and big up you the whole fucking way, fuck them. I was like, but you know how it is, bro. And he's just like, nah. He goes, do what you need to do. And I'm doing it. And I got even like Americans fucking telling me yo, dude, just keep doing whatever. Let them troll, let them hate. You're doing something right. They're trying to intimidate you. Don't let them. Nobody's fucking intimidating me. I really don't give a. I've been doing this shit for fucking 30 plus years. Keeping it real, saying it like it is. If you don't fucking like it, there you go. Sit on it and swivel, bro. I really don't give a fuck. Yeah. Sometimes the truth hurts. Sometimes I get schooled on something, but I admit it. I'm like, oh, I didn't know that. I do my research, and I'm like, you know what? You schooled me. I'm wrong. I'm the first one to say wrong, but the people that are fucking hating on me will never say they're wrong. They just have this ideology in their head.
They just jump to some other fucking shit,
Yeah.
Which is crazy.
And then I'm not going to mention this dude's name, but I had this one Serb show up who just made his fucking account on Instagram. So I know it's a fake account. He says he's from Toronto, Moscow, Belgrade. He's the real OG. Bop, 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 bop. That he's going to prove that I'm a con artist, that all of this, that all of that. Mind you, at the same time, I got fucking Kavaya's Kum reaching out to me, and Boshko Radoncic's Kum, he was Kum to him at a wedding. Dude, the guy's just reaching out to me. Everything that I said in past interviews, he's kind of like digested and said, only somebody who was inside knows. Only somebody that was inside can say this. And I believe you. You're straight up. You know, I'm not sitting here trying to make myself out bigger than what I was. Never will. I was a small cog in that intricate fucking criminal lifestyle. I never fully immersed myself in it. I was a fucking criminal. End of story, you know? And it is what it is. And the people who were giving me the props and saying, Pomos Bogorate, all of that, thank you from the bottom of my heart. And is there anything else you want to talk about before I do the Serbian Corner intro?
Offhand, no.
Okay.
All good.
So with this now, yes.
What up?
Yes, go ahead. Oh, okay, yeah.
Oh, okay.
So I'm going to do the Serbian intro. Please bear with me. Tell me, do you like this intro? If not, I will change it. I am just trying something for shits and giggles, so it's going to go like this. Welcome to the Serb Corner with our special guest, Aaron Palacio. Aaron, welcome to the Mood Lounge Show. Put on your headphones. It's his first time doing this with mics and headphones, so just bear with us.
I know it's a.
Got to flip it the other way, bro. There you go. Nah, dude, it's all good, bro. There you go.
Yep.
Grab the mic. I'm sorry that he's got to hold the mic. I have a stand.
We have a stand, however, it's not work.
I'm gonna end up drilling 2 holes here and putting, because in the future we're gonna have like a round table, not a round table as in a physical round table, but a round table meaning we're gonna go around this way and start talking to people. So Aaron, once again, welcome to our show.
Thank you so much for the invite.
Yo, dude, I love the voice.
He
bro.
sounds so different on the mic.
Yo.
I really do. But I first of all, I wanted to thank you guys for inviting me to you guys' show.
Yeah,
Pedro,
definitely.
thank you so much, Marco and Yelena too. To be honest with you, like again, when we talked on the phone before
Yes,
I came over here, and one of the things that the whole meeting reminded me a lot of the hospitality that I saw in Serbia. So I want to appreciate that you guys
dude.
offered me the same thing. So thank you so much.
As you in Spanish is said, mi casa su casa. So
Mi casa. Wait, how do you say casa in Serbian? It's kuća.
I mean, we really don't say moja kuća, tvoja kuća, but when you open the door, you can't leave without a full belly, some rakia, some good
Some
conversation.
is an understatement. It's a lot more than
100%. But yeah, so we've been shooting this shit for 3 hours. This is not an official interview. We will set up an official interview. Well, I will ask the hard questions. And what we're doing together, we're trying to do a collab. And the collab will end up being, he's going to do something on his show, and we're going to promote each other back and forth. And I'm trying to teach him the ins and outs of like how I do my quick editing and whatnot with my AI programs. Trying to help him out as much as I can. I am, again, flattered and honored that you came. You're in my house. Like I said, my house is your house. And anything I could do, help you out in any which way, I will. And hopefully this collab will take off, because he's got some idea. I don't want to ruin it and jinx it in any which way. But he has an idea that he wants to do, that he's going to run with. And it's going to be like a little mini series of clips where, like I said, I don't want to jinx it. But it's going to have something to do with Serbs that have done shit for the community, that are not big players. They're not like, gangsters or fucking lawyers. Whatever. They're just regular people that do something for their community, and he wants to shine on that. He wants to show that. And always, like I've always said, when somebody around me shines, I shine. So there's no jealousy. None whatsoever. There's no jealousy with me. I don't like you. I don't like you. End of the story. But
yeah, I don't think he'd be on the show like
just like
talking to him,
legit. And he's our second guest. We had a first guest, and it just didn't go correct. I'm going to give the first guest a second chance to come back on the show and redeem himself. He's going through some mental stuff, and, he just got a little, But everybody makes a fucking mistake along the line, and I believe in second chances. except if you fucking cheat on me and you're a fucking bitch, cunt. I'm sorry, did I go into something I shouldn't have went into? My fucking bad, people. You know, kurwa, ja mam piczko. So, okay, so Aaron doesn't know. I did a skit where I got into this crazy thing where I was talking about how in Kosovo they're going to release bond steel, and I said, you could teach the Albanians all you want, but the Navy SEALs have nothing compared to the Serbs, because when the Serbs go to Navy SEAL school in Serbia, you can't ring a bell and cop out. So in Serbia, it's pretty much you ring the bell
you
and
quit. It's like nobody's gonna forget that. So like
as you're walking out,
you walk out the village. It's like they're calling. You know,
they're like literally
You'd rather die.
So I basically
that would be a better situation than
I stood with the word Pichko, and I started going like Pichka ti materina, you know, and I went kind of like overboard with it, but the skit went viral. Everybody
and
loved it.
I'm pretty sure it's happened exactly as you're saying. Like
I even had
somebody's going like Pichko.
Dude, I even had one guy. His last name was Geku, which I know he's Albanian. He goes, ha, 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 hysterical. So I guess he speaks Serbian, and he found it funny. Thank you. Thank you, because, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's some things we can find in common. We don't have to fucking sit here and constantly...
Or if somebody's just learning Serbian, that's all they know, and it's like, hey, he said the funny thing. I don't
It
even know what
is,
he's talking about,
I mean,
you know?
there was a famous Serbian kid. I don't know if you've ever seen him. His name was Danny. And he was about, I'm going to say, like, around 2012, 2014. And he did this whole skit on... Pichko mater. So he said Serbian lessons, number one. He goes, when you want to be, you know, completely an asshole, you say, ili u pičku mater. When you want to say thank you, pa hvala ti pička ti materina, you know. And he did this whole fucking thing, but he overemphasized the pičku mater to the point where it became comical. And then he started doing more Serbian lesson videos, and he became bigger. And then he started doing, like, I'm cooking, and his Serbian was so fucking broken, but it was hysterical. And he'd be like, evo ti sir, stavi sir u šerpu, you know, and, like, it was
would
funny.
Play it so many times.
Yeah.
Like, it's funny for me because I don't actually speak a lot of Serbian, so it's like I just randomly quote him out of nowhere, and, like, everybody be looking at me like, why are you cursing?
When
Like, what
Marco
the
was
fuck is wrong
little,
with you?
when Marco was little and Marco was like bored or something, I was like, hey, you want to watch Uncle Danny? And I would put him on YouTube on the screen, and Marco would crack up, and he got really big, and of course his fame sizzled, but he became really big. He went to Serbia, started doing stand-up Serbian comedy. Phenomenal. I mean, it wasn't hysterical. It wasn't Chris Rock next shit or Dave Chappelle.
Yeah.
I mean, if it would have been Dave Chappelle, it would have been Dave Chappellovich. You know. But I mean, he was good, and he started doing interviews, and yeah, his grammar was broken, just like my grammar is broken. I may sound like I speak perfect Serbian. I really don't. But I try. I continually try, and I don't have really who to speak with. I speak with my fiance. But then again, she also speaks Romanian, so I dabble in that time to time, and I'm learning Romani because she's Romani. You know, she's from Serbia and she's Romani on both sides. She's got Serbian, Hungarian, and Hungarian, right? Romanian. And Romanian. Yeah, I'm sorry. So you have a mic there, Jake.
So you made me feel more comfortable about my Serbian. So thank you so much, especially to you, Marco.
How do you think I feel? I'm first generation, and it's like I'm still a little like, Sid, right?
So
yeah.
I just saw a video that Aaron that you posted. It came up in my in my feed, and you basically came on and were doing the like I'm learning Serbian, and you said rečnik and this and that, and I was just like, I don't know if I commented on that one or I commented another one. Yo, dude, if you're trying to learn Serbian, dude, I will help you every which fucking way. You know, I'll teach you all the good shit first, and you got to just write it down 5, 10 fucking times, repeat it over and over. I'll do it phonetically for you. Because the phonetically is just, and he's been doing this all day, this da shit. Like I feel like I'm hanging out with like a fucking, like a Russian Slav with the Adidas tracksuit, and I'm just like, hey, kak dela, rasho? And he's like, da. Da, bratko. You know, like.
It kind of got stuck to me too, because it's one of those things, like if I'm speaking Spanish, I'm like, si, or like in English, yeah. But being in Serbia, I'm like, da.
It is, yeah, you do that. I do the same shit.
Even when my mom's talking to me, I'm like, da, si. Yeah. See, I kind of go back.
For everybody out there, the first initial, when Aaron came on, he was a little nervous because he does his, you know, when you're doing pre-recorded little skits and whatnot, and not skits, but like, you know, videos, he gets to do it over and over till he perfects it. And, you know, I like the mannerisms he has, his whole demeanor.
There's a certain level of comfort when it comes
Yes.
to something like that. Like, it's the same thing of, like, spontaneous hangouts. Like, you don't have
100%.
time to mentally think, like, oh, okay, I'm going to wear this. I'm going to go do that. I'm going to do that. You know, it's like literally hearing last second, like, oh, your friend wants to go out. What do you mean go out? Like 5 minutes? What? I'm not prepped. My hair is not.
No, but that's how it is. Like today, for example, like I got back from Philadelphia and I hit you up at Jen. I was like, I sent you a message first on Instagram. I'm like, let me just call this guy. And I think like when it comes to meeting people, and I think my whole experience in Serbia has always been like, for example, I was in Serbia this past February. And then I went to visit one of my friends that lives in Sremska Mitrovica, like a village close by.
Yeah.
I was with somebody, and then that somebody was like, dude, Bosnia's right across the border. We could go to Bijeljina. Oh, let's go.
Bijeljina, yeah.
So we went there. We had coffee, and then the person was like, yo, Tuzla is not too far from here. You want to go see it? I'm like, on the spot, let's go. Let's stay over the night. I think when like my whole situation with Serbia is always been like on impulse. And every time that I take action on that, like I discover a million beautiful things. So like when we talked today, I was like, what you doing? Blah, blah, blah. Come.
Yes.
Let's go. Why not?
Yes.
Like
what's
going on?
Dude, he picked my brain. He did say to me, he left me a voicemail and he says, dude, I want to pick your brain. And I'm like, that's my like fucking word of the fucking week. Pick my brain. Pick my fucking brain. Because I've been picking his fucking brain. And it's insane. First off, he ain't Serbian. He's fucking Venezuelan. Second, he's an immigrant in this country. Now, he's a naturalized citizen, but he's an immigrant to this country. And for him to just fucking like, dude, fucking shits and giggles, let's go to fucking Serbia. Like, you know, to me, it's fascinating. It kind of reminds me of how my parents came to the United States. Dude, blind. Like, my mom came, not a lick of English. You know, she got a job working in a fucking knitting mill. My dad was a kitchen fucking cook or whatever the fuck, cleaning dishes. And my dad to this day speaks shit fucking English, you know. Fuck you, motherfucker, mother bitch. You know, that's my dad. My mom, you know, God rest her soul, on the other hand, was a little bit better in the English, except for the occasional fuck-ups. Like she couldn't say spit or spill. She didn't know which was which, so she'd be like, and the guy come to me, and I spill on him. Pui. And I said, Mom, it's not spill, it's spit. Yeah, that's what I say. Spit, spill, same thing. So, you know. But, yeah, so, like, it's just intriguing to me. And like I said, I just wanted him to come on, warm up. Do we have anybody that wants to ask a question of Aaron or like, throw something out? Feel free, type it in. Jay will interrupt me. But when we do the actual interview, I'm gonna have a list of questions. Marco's gonna have a list of questions, and we're gonna pick his brain, and I want him to go into detail. I don't care if the fucking show goes 2 hours. I won't bore you guys and put 2 fucking hours up for you guys to go insane. What I'll do is I'll do that interview in sections. So I'll try to keep it to 25 minutes per section. But I do know he's gonna be on here for a fucking good 2 hours because there's, you know, each question is not like a simple yes or no. It's not a da, nah. You know, it's basically like this, and you go into this, you know, intricate story. Yeah. And Aaron has very intricate, phenomenal. He just told me a story, and I don't want to ruin it. I want to keep it for the next show. But it has to do with Miss Montenegro, Miss Serbia, the contestant thing, and he met somebody who kind of like runs that. Dude, the way he told the story was so fucking beautiful. And the connection thing, I know that. I know that because I'm from there, and dealing with Serbs here, like that connection. This guy knows this guy, and before you know it, you get introduced, and hi, how you doing? And it's like, hey, let me call this guy. And it's like,
we got somebody.
Yeah, go ahead.
Something.
What do we got? Microphone.
C. Jovica loves his Instagram videos.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you so much, Jovica.
Yeah,
I really appreciate it.
There, man.
Awesome, bro.
And I like, just to expand on what you were saying, I do think that especially when it comes to like trying to learn about anything, I think when you go into a place with an open mind and an open heart, like a lot of beautiful things happen, especially like meeting people.
Of course.
And I do find that like, especially going back and forth between the United States and Serbia, I found that like Serbs are very direct, and I think these people can. I mean,
it's a harshness of Serb,
but also too, like
I think it's a Balkan.
A Balkan.
Thing.
I was gonna literally say that, and people can tell like when you're coming from a from a place of bullshit,
Yeah,
you know?
true.
And I think when you go into any place, especially like a place where it's filled with people that have suffered a lot, when you come in with like an open mind and an open heart, like people
People
feel
are more
that,
welcome
and then
to that,
they make sure that they welcome it.
Yep.
And I think even as a point, like coming in here today was part of that. That's why I'm saying, like, I really do thank you guys for inviting me over here, because it gave me a little glimpse of something that I'm missing from back there. I'm gonna be there in a couple months, so
Yeah, that's awesome. I
thank you. I
like
really
I
do
said, no,
appreciate
thank
it.
Well,
you,
it's been a
thank
blast
you.
having you here, anyways, man.
Thank
you
you.
know?
Thank
for
you.
coming.
Appreciate it, Marco, for real. And Marco needs to learn Serbian, man.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put him on the spot right now. My bad, bro.
Well, we-
I'm learning the. I'm trying to learn the
You're not
language.
even wrong. Like
Yo,
I
dude,
really
we-
do need to learn.
I'm
It's like-
joking. Da.
When we first started the show, I did this little thing called Serbian lessons, and it went. It didn't really fucking put the foot in the door. It didn't go viral. But if you guys would like to hear something about like Serbian lessons, where I could take some words that we use, like the word "inat,"
Da.
that word is just—it's an insane fucking word. It's a feeling behind it. It's just like on purpose.
I
It's
know
just-
you mentioned it before, but I'm still stuck on the z's, the ch's, the kch's,
Same here.
and the 15 other fucking
Cha-
ones
cha-
that
cha-
sound
cha-
exactly the same. Yeah,
Brother,
I'm just waiting for the
with you there.
chia means this, but it's not kch, it's kch.
Yeah, it's
Like what?
I don't look. All I know is I'm a little slow with the Cyrillic, but dude. If I walk around Belgrade, it's gonna take me like, oh, this is Boulevard. Oh, Revolucija. Yeah, you could sound it out and then make up a word. Like it is what it is.
I found that like Cyrillic, like when I see the letters together, and I was explaining this to a friend, because Cyrillic, like the Russians have it too, but like when you see the words together, and this is not to offend anything, it looks like an alien thing. It looks like from another planet.
Yeah.
But like I'm learning Serbian right now. When you separate it into the alphabet, you can make out the letters, and you're like, oh, it's actually not that difficult to kind of. But when you put the letters together, it becomes
It gets confusing.
it confusing.
What Aaron is trying to say for all you fucking Invincible fans, it looks like Viltrumite language.
No, no. Again, I say it like not to be offensive,
that
but like if someone, if I was like, I think I saw it on the Joe Rogan podcast one time. He talked about Cyrillic, but he was talking about like Russian. He's like, damn, he was talking about like, when you see Cyrillic, it kind of. If I find that in a thing, it look like an alien technology.
I'm gonna have to make a reference to a video game here, but they have that in DayZ where it's like it's actually some there's some Russian town names. So
Yeah.
God forbid you're on like playing with a friend and you're just like, yo, I'm on blah 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 blah. You're like, huh? I'm just like, Schutz, and it's like, what the fuck, Schutz? There's like 30 fucking Schutz. Which one?
Yeah.
You like it's a back and forth, but like if you have the time to actually sit there and read it, without
Of
getting
course,
shot
yeah. Of
out,
course.
out in the
I mean,
opening, it'd be nice.
Well, knowing Cyrillic, I could Russian Cyrillic, Bulgarian Cyrillic, they have different letters. So once you learn that little we call it a znak, like on top, like a little line, squiggly line, whatever. Once you learn that, it's easy peasy.
It's easier.
Greek, I could almost read Greek. I don't know what the fuck I'm reading, but like the circle with a line going through it is the same.
That sounds
as the
like me.
double circles.
That sounds like me. I can read it. I just have no clue what the fuck.
Like you see kafana, K-A, double
Oh,
like
with that.
circles with
Yeah.
But in the Greek, it's the same thing. It's a circle with a line. It's fu. So it's kind of weird. Like, I sit there, like, I remember a friend of mine, he was Greek. He's Greek. And he goes to me like, hey, I'm going to teach you to talk some Greek. And once you speak a language, every other language, depending on the language, is so much more easy.
100%.
So he taught me to say some stupid shit. And what I said was "thelo de muni," which is I want pussy. And I thought that was like some great greeting. I'd walk around, hey, Yasu, thelo de muni, and they would like, oh, shut the fuck up, bro. Nobody's giving you no muni here, And then but he said to me, he goes, I'm going to teach you a real difficult word. It just means thank you. And he said, evgaristo. So I said it correctly the first time. He goes, dude, you got a tongue for Greek, man. So I have a doctor here in Florida, and Boyazadis, he's my cardio doctor, my cardiologist. And when I go in there, it's funny because I say Tsikanis, hello, or I say Yasu, and he's just like, Yasu, and then I'm like, no, bro, I'm Servia. So he's like, oh my God, he goes, you speak Greek? I'm like, I don't speak Greek. I go, but I understand a couple of things. And the way I started with him was when I said goodbye, and I was like, okay, thank you a lot, evgaristo, thank you. And he's like, thank Allah. You Greek? And I'm like, no, I'm Serbian. And so now the thing, he knows the big Greek. He goes, the big Serbian guy that comes in, because I just went to get what do you call it, cleared. So I had to go and have a EKG and whatever. So I went to go get cleared for my surgery, and we didn't talk about my surgery whatsoever. He just goes, how's your son, the bodybuilder? You know, he said, he's so good, right? He's big. I said, yeah, we got the show. We're doing it. He's like, beautiful. I love it. It's wonderful, wonderful. And then he goes to me, hey, did you ever see that Russian guy that go in to lift the weights? You know what I'm talking. I think his name is
he lifts. He pretends that he's a small
janitor.
guy, but he freaking picks up.
He thinks he pretends to be a janitor, and he goes, hold my mop. And when they hold the mop
like
goes
a
down. So
huge,
it's like
heavy
fucking
thing,
like 50 kilos, you know. But yeah. So he was telling me about him, and I was like, yeah, I watch that guy all the time, Yuri, whatever his name is. And he was just like, wow, is your show like that? I was like, no, not really. I go, we talk a little politics, we talk a little this and that. I said, me and my son, we do dueling Trumps. He goes, your son do imitation? I go, yeah, he's fucking like, he's over there, really big show. Let me tell you, you know, my dad is big.
The only.
So we do that. I should interview him as fucking Trump, right? Okay, so Aaron, let me get this straight. You're a big Serb, but you're Venezuelan. Don't like that. I don't understand. Are you a fan of Maduro?
Were you in Caracas that night?
Yeah. Where exactly were you? About 3 weeks from now? Were you like anywhere near Caracas? Because
Did you
Maduro.
interview Maduro?
Did you sneak in with Maduro? Did you get any oil? You know? So like look, this is what we do.
Keep your hands off our oil,
Yes,
Trump. Okay,
yes, right. They
You
should,
and our
right.
land and all of that.
Him
so.
just saying that would keep your hands off our oil. I remember Maduro, and I don't know if it was one of the secretaries he had from his cabinet, and he was over there singing in English, "Don't worry, be happy," and I'm like, what a herb, bro. Like, what the fuck? But dude, I got to give him credit. It is what it is. I mean, those guys are powerful. Yes, he did put a stranglehold on the Venezuelan people. Can't deny that. You know, all dictators do that shit. You know, they control what they gotta fucking control. And
I will say this, like, look, when it comes to like foreign policy, of course, in Venezuela, I was completely against what was happening in Venezuela, especially with Nicolas Maduro and all of that. But to stay consistent with my views, especially when it comes to like U.S. foreign policy, I will never. I mean, a lot of Venezuelans here were happy that he was taken out, and I was happy too.
Sure.
But the principle is that the United States government went into another country and then decided to do whatever the hell they wanted to do. So that's why when to put it in simple terms, when people ask me about like why you talk about Serbia and this and that, I always take it back to the reality. I'm like, look, the Serbian people are. Look, the videos that I make are an act of solidarity with the Serbian people, with people that have some of the same enemies that my people have. And what do I mean by that? Unfortunately, the United States for a long time has looked at like Latin America as what they call like the backyard.
Right.
Yep.
You know, these are independent countries that have sovereignty, and they have needs, and they have interests. And the interests of those countries sometimes do not align with American interests, and that's okay actually, because it's an individual country. We can do commerce with you, but not with a gun on top of our head. That's
100%.
that is not a fair deal. That is extortion, you know? So we can look at Latin America, we can look at the Middle East, we can look at the Balkans. The unfortunate reality is that big powers and the hand of the United States has always played a role in a lot of these things. And if we want to live in a world of fairness, which unfortunately doesn't exist, or a world where we can kind of like get along together, you can't have a gangster state decide to do whatever they want to do. The situation with Venezuela, unfortunately, right now is we remove Maduro. They put the lady that, I mean, the same structure is still in place.
Exactly, 100%.
But you have a situation where now all of the oil revenue of Venezuela is going into an escrow account that then the United States decides how they're going to spend it. What the hell is that? That means we don't have a country. That means we have a colony. That is not something, like, is that better for the Venezuelan people? I personally don't think so.
I think that's, honestly, I think Trump is like, I'm the new Maduro.
Yeah.
I'm going to control what you do and what you say. Your burgers won't be $85, but they will be $5. You know, like, that's another thing.
There'll be $5 there, but then they're going to be like $12 here because we're dealing with the situation in Iran.
When did you come to the United States?
In 1999, July 14th,
How old were you?
1999. 11 years old.
11 years
I'm
old.
37 right now.
Do you remember what it was like fucking with the economic fucking...
The main reason we ended up going, coming to the United States was because of the economic situation. And during that time, so for example, Chavez,
Yes.
he won in 1998. We had a two-party system similar to what we have in the United States. He broke the two-party system. The majority of the people at that time liked him because he was somebody that was saying very similar things to Trump. And it's not a coincidence. You know, it's kind of funny. Sometimes I look at, you know how Trump has the Make America Great hat?
Yeah.
Well, Chavez, he was in the Venezuelan military, and he was like what we would call like the equivalent of a paratrooper over there.
Got you.
And he had a red beret.
Okay.
That became a symbol.
I
like a
remember
red-
seeing that. I seen
red,
that.
the red
Yes.
hats became a symbol of like what Chavez called like the
Change.
Bolivarian revolution. Change. We're going to end the two-party system. Blah blah blah.
True.
So when Trump got, he was running with not a similar rhetoric. The United States, we have a two-party system that both political parties literally do the same thing.
Got you.
And then you got this guy that came and said like, hey, I'm going to fix this. I know how to do it and all of that. Of course, people will go and vote for somebody like that because people want change. I think you mentioned something earlier about Mandani, like in New York City. I always invite people to look at this. This guy got voted
Yes.
in New York City.
He did.
I always say this. If the two-party system here in the United States do not do something, you're going to give more radical forces room to take power.
100, bro.
100%.
Now, when people say, "Oh my God, that socialist Mandani, he's a communist," ask the people why they
Yeah, ask
voted
the
for him.
people who voted,
They're
bro.
not gonna say, "Oh, he's a socialist." No, they're gonna tell you, "Oh, well, he said that he's gonna do free buses. He's gonna do this." When you have a situation like the political situation in New York City, like it's a democratic city.
Yeah.
And a guy outside, yeah, he's a Democrat, but he's a radical Democrat that said like, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, I'm not gonna do the same shit that these people are doing. Well, who's at fault that Mandani won? The Republicans and Democrats, because they continue to do the same thing, and people
Yeah.
are gonna go for more radical,
100.
forces. It's just the reality.
I mean, and I think, look, we spoke about Mandani on the show before. I'm not happy with what the fuck's going on, but you know what? Fuck him. They voted him in. Now you're gonna have to suck it for 4
I found
years.
the debates funny. Like when I saw him on,
Yeah,
I was just like, "What the fuck?" But
dude.
I mean, one thing about the debate that made him really famous was that all the other candidates were saying that they're going to go to Israel first.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
What are you talking about? This is an American city, and you're going to say that the first thing you're going to do is to
yeah,
go
you're
to
not talking
Israel?
about the New York people, but you're talking about.
And then what did this guy say? He's like, I'm going to go visit the 5 boroughs and talk to Jewish people where
And he
they're
did.
at.
And he did. He went to the synagogues to talk to them.
I mean, and think about it. People that may not have liked him, they're like, actually makes
different.
sense. I'm gonna
It's
go.
different, yeah. That's not what everybody else is doing.
So this is what I always tell people. I'm like, yeah.
Well, they said. I'm sorry to cut you
No,
off.
no,
They
you're good,
said
you're good.
that he's gonna do his. So what's the year now? By 2027, he's gonna have the first free, like, supermarket. So I said to myself, so now I remember going back home when it was Tito and it was communist, and there was times where like you'd go to the store to get bread and there wasn't any bread, and you had a ration card to get meat. So I said to myself, do they really know what that shit is like? That socialistic fucking, framework and everything. I don't think they know that. It's great in the beginning and everything is nice, but it kind of pits you like the communists. It pits you because socialism, fascism, and communism is all the fucking same thing. It's just there's a Serbian saying. I remember when I was back in Bosnia, the guy goes to me, he tells me a joke, and he goes, on one mountain, when you say something, it echoes, and he goes, communism. The other guy goes, fascism. The other guy goes, socialism, and it all ends up sounding the same. So it's all bullshit. It's all the fucking same.
I'm gonna play devil's advocate here.
Sure.
Think about it. Like, I think the thing about the supermarkets, I think the idea behind that is that they're gonna create supermarkets that are
Free.
are affordable to like working class people. But this is the thing I'm gonna say. Why is that radical policy
Ideology?
being no? Why is that radical specific policy being promoted? Well, the situation is that like right now there's no socialism in America, but people are hungry. There's capital, like rabid capitalism here. And this is one thing, I think Martin Luther King said this one, I think it was him. He said that there is socialism for the very rich in this country.
Yep.
And barbaric capital. And what did he mean by that? The very rich in this country, unfortunately, what are tax breaks? Tax breaks are, yeah, we need to have businesses to develop and all of that. That's an important thing. But tax breaks is literally telling a corporation that makes billions of dollars that you don't have to pay this.
No.
Actually, I have to pay taxes. You have to pay taxes. Why the hell? So why are you giving them a socialistic policy? This is the thing. And again, I'm not a promoter of like any ideology, but I am a promoter of like, wait a minute, I've been living in this country for a very long time. I have friends that their mother, I have one of my best friends, his mother had a tumor over here.
Wow.
He was 19 years old. His mother passed away because she never got that check because she was worried about the bills and all of that.
Right.
In the richest country on the planet, this happens. This is very sick. Yeah. This is a very rich country that no one should ever have to go through something like that.
True.
And I'm not going to defend a system that allows people to die like that. A lot of people were celebrating that guy that ended up executing the insurance guy, the guy that was running the insurance company.
Right, in Manhattan, yeah.
And look, I don't agree. I don't support violence or anything like that. You know what was crazy about that? Like in social media, people were celebrating it.
They were.
We are living in a society where people are beginning to hate what's being done to them. And sometimes they're going to pick a target. And target could be, hey, that insurance company let my mother die. And that's actually, he could die too.
Yeah.
Think about it. That's radical. That's not normal. We shouldn't have that. That's why the politicians need to listen to what the hell's going on in society. Sure. And they need to move into a place where we're more sensible.
But, you know, getting into, not to get off topic of what you said, getting into that, I've noticed a lot of people, because all I do is search for content, and I don't like to read that kind of shit, but it's interesting, and I read it, and I like it or whatever, and it puts it in my algorithm. But I'm seeing a lot of people that do not want to, they don't like capitalism. They don't like fucking having to bust their ass. They want a free ride. So they're like, why should I pay $4 for a fucking bus ride? It should be free. Let me tell you something. That shit didn't work in any fucking communist country or any socialist country because you're waiting for the fucking bus for fucking ever. It's only like one every 3 fucking hours, you know, so you have to plan your day. You know, nobody understands that. They think it's all fine and dandy in the beginning, and it is because you have to share the wealth. So in other words, if I have to give up. So like my uncle back home is a farmer. So he has, say, 50 acres of land. When it was communism, they had to give a certain amount to the Zadruga. And the Zadruga was like the unity. Like, so everybody put it together and it gave to people who didn't have.
Yeah.
But it didn't work out that way because what ended up happening was the guy would always come who's in charge of the Zadruga and say, well, I'm taking all these apples home and I'm taking all these pears home and I'm going to give them to my friends because I'm the upper. Because it works in that chain. It goes up like a pyramid, you know? And it's a fucking scam.
Yeah, and that's not a good thing either because at the end of the day, you kind of concentrate power and someone gets to decide
like
who gets...
That's always going to happen anyways, like in any, you know, any form of government, any form of, you know, social hierarchy. There's always going to be that one bubble at the top just going like, you know, I ain't going to play by the rules, you know? You get more food. You get more money. You know what? You don't got to pay this amount, you know? Just sweep it
It's
under
corruption and it's in the human nature. It's unfortunate, but like the situation here in the United States, again, I think we should move into a more sensible thing. And we don't have to do what they did in Cuba or like former Yugoslavia or anything like that. Bro. Things have to apply to the reality here, you know? We're not going to get rid of corporation. Like, that's not going to happen. There's still, commerce has to happen here. Of course. It will be ridiculous to think this will become like a communist country or something like that. It wouldn't happen.
Look, being from the former Yugoslavia and seeing how that shit fucking popped off, being in the late 80s, and, I mean, hearing, like, I remember going to Yugoslavia and it being different. And now I'm hearing, like, oh, they're going to start stamping in your passport or on your Lichna Karta, the ID of the country, what your nationality is. I go, nationality? Like, I'm like, say fucking what? And your religion. Yeah. So they're going to either Catholic, Orthodox, or Muslim. So I'm hearing this in Bosnia, being for the first time in Bosnia, meeting my grandmother since I was a little kid, and like, you know, my uncle and this and that. And I'm hearing this, and I'm like, yo. And then we went to like another village, and yo, these motherfuckers are like strapped up. Like, literally, like, yo, you don't understand, at night, the Muslims down the block get a little drunk in the bar, and they start shooting at, and I'm like, what? Like, to me, it was...
that's crazy.
For me, it was just some unreal shit. Then I come back to fucking America, and I'm in the streets, and the same shit's happening in the streets. People are shooting at each other and whatever, but I'm used to it. Like, I know where I'm at, you know? And then you know, I had to go back again, and when I went back again, I saw a whole different pop off. You know, like it was straight like within 2 fucking years, different.
Yeah, that's
Different. So I understand, you know, what you're saying, and I also don't understand why all these things are happening in the world. What happened to the Balkans was a prime example of coming in, disrupting whatever was going on, making a status quo, pitting people, and of course, USAID came in and they would like pay people. Here's $100,000, stir shit up, get your radical party to do this, and they did all of that shit. They're doing it in Ukraine.
It's an old tactic, divide and conquer. And unfortunately, the Balkans, and I think like the people there are very beautiful. You guys have like between the countries, very similar cultures.
Yes.
The sad aspect of like learning about those conflicts that happen there is that the people are the same. Like when I went to Bosnia, I was telling one of my friends, I was like, dude, if you put a Muslim guy next to a Serbian
You can't
Orthodox,
tell.
I won't even fucking tell. They're the same fucking people. And it's sad that unfortunately outside forces
Yeah.
outside of the Balkans put people against each other. It's
True.
really sick, man.
It's
but,
true.
But when you create a situation, again, like Yugoslavia is not a vacuum, man. I always tell people this when I started learning about like what happened to the Serbs during World War II, Jasenovac, the genocide against
Travesty,
them.
bro.
A
Travesty.
lot of those things were kind of like put under the rug
It
for the
is.
sake of unity.
Listen,
But
it's
when
true.
you do that, those things blow up later. When you don't
Well,
give
it's-
justice to people,
Well, listen, it's like
it's
putting
gonna
a
blow up
band-aid.
later.
It's like putting a band-aid on a
Band-Aid.
fucking on a gunshot wound.
literally, it's
It's-
bleeding, it's hurting. You need to, the people, if you don't get people justice, it's gonna come out somehow.
That band-aid's gonna fall off.
It's gonna fall off.
So
and
you know what irked me the most about Jasenovac was that when Tudjman was alive, he never wanted to actually acknowledge Jasenovac as a Serbian genocide. He said a lot of people got killed.
yeah,
And he said, like, he threw Roma in right away. Yes, there was a lot of Roma. And there's the song Đurđevdan.
da.
And that song
Yeah, it's a
Đurđevdan is
beautiful
about Sveti Đurđe, that day, going and not seeing the person you love anymore, to be on those boxcars.
Wow.
And, dude, they literally went throughout Bosnia and they fucking put these motherfuckers on boxcars, women, children. And there's that one movie that broke my heart. I forgot the name of it. Jay, you remember with the little girl?
It's a recent one.
It came out a fucking few years
Data
ago.
of Jasenovac.
Yes.
Yeah, I haven't seen it yet.
Let me tell you
but
something. That look, I'm fucking getting goosebumps because to see what they did, that even the Nazi party came in and watched what the Ustash were doing. They said, "I thought we were bad. You guys are next level psychopaths."
It was the thing that really made me interested in learning more about Jasenovac was the Germans are very methodical when they make
Yes.
made their thing. Obviously, it was brutal what
Yeah.
the hell they did to the Jews and other people that they consider their
Against
enemies.
Germany, yeah, enemies.
But
yeah.
these guys created gas. They created an industrial machine of killing. Okay, kind of like they're making a car. What was appalling about Jasenovac was almost the ritualistic way that they were killing people, and the role that unfortunately the Catholic Church played a huge role in that, and the way that they were. I think there's a famous book written by this Holocaust historian. His name is Gideon Grief. He wrote a big book, dude. It's the size of this. It's called Auschwitz of the Balkans.
Yeah.
And he's talking about Jasenovac.
Heard about
He
that.
describes like over 50 methods of killings
Yes,
that
they
they
even
were.
had a special knife for the Serbs.
Yeah, that's
For the Serbs.
What?
Serb cutter.
Yeah, and dude,
It
like
was really bad. It
all right,
was,
look, during the Balkan conflict, a lot of shit was done on both sides. Not as much as like some of the shit like that happened in Jasenovac, not even close to. But in Jasenovac, if you watch that Data of Jasenovac, that movie, and it's all based on true stories. All based on true stories. The way they had the Serbs, one playing an instrument, and have them go around like playing like where the music stops, you got to sit on a chair. If you miss the chair, they would come and take a fucking hammer and crack you in the fucking head. So they did this as a joke. That the Nazis sat there and said, "We can't." They didn't have the stomach to watch this. They were just like, "This is like
is not
we
normal."
will just shoot them and put them out of their misery. Why are you torturing them?" He goes, "Because they're Serbs."
Yeah.
So I could never understand that, like, and seeing that, and growing up and always saying, like, I know about Jasenovac, you know, you think because this happened in, you know, in Auschwitz, I don't even think 700 fucking thousand people in Auschwitz were fucking liquidated. And I don't even think they were liquidated. They died of typhoid. From my knowledge and from what I read, they died of typhoid. And then to sterilize their clothes and shit, they either burned them or they fucking put that Zyklon B. The Zyklon B was actually for fucking lice. So, and then they said, statistically, if you go into Auschwitz and you say, had the ovens been on, had there been more ovens, and you were to do X amount of Jews every day, it would take till 1952 to kill 6 million, you know.
I will give you something. So, you know the same thing right now that you're saying about what the Nazis did to the Jews?
Yeah.
This is one thing that I found with Croats, like Ustasha people. The same thing that you're saying that the work camps and all of that.
Yeah.
That's what the Ustasha say. And look, I don't know what the number in Auschwitz was, but there was a ton of people that they kill in there.
Yeah.
The thing about when I hear, because I heard those arguments too, that's the same arguments that Ustasha says about, oh, no, it wasn't, they were treated nice, man. They had pools, they did this. Actually, it was really brutal what they were doing in there. The thing, I try not to engage in, like, for example, because I don't think we will ever know the number of people that were murdered.
Never.
But I will say this.
According to Red Cross, though, just so you know, because even Joe Rogan brought this up on his show, according to Red Cross statistics, only 250 to 300,000 are confirmed. Everything else is numbers thrown out. And if you look at that 6 million figure, when Judea declared war, or Palestine declared war on the German people, they were talking about 6 million people are going to perish. 6 million people. Like, if we don't fight the Germans, 6 million people are going to perish. But when you want to do the statistics, let's just give them 6. And it's a sad fucking number. It really is. But why don't you add up how many Christians died in that whole procedure? 30 million to 60 million alone in fucking Russia.
Yeah, I was going to mention this. This is one number that they never mention when it comes to World War II, dude. Like, the Russians lost between 20 to 30 million people.
And
the plan that the Nazis...
Who did it? But who fucking did that?
Wait. No, no. You're talking about, like, remember, during World War II,
yes,
the Germans invaded the Soviet Union.
It was the Russian front, right.
So the Russians, dude, they had a plan. They had literally a plan. Like, they had this concept called Lepesbrom, which means, like, open space. This is an ideology that the Germans been having since, like, the 1800s. They believe that parts of Poland, parts of what was Russia, belongs to them.
Yeah.
So their plan when they invaded the Soviets during Operation Barbarossa, they had a plan. They were like, a third of the people, we're gonna starve them.
Yeah.
A third, we're gonna, very similar to what the Ustashas do. They literally wanted to exterminate. So the Russians do, it's kind of a miracle how they survived.
Yeah.
But when you are put in a corner, you're gonna survive, and that's what the Russians did. That's why they're very proud of, like, what the Russians would not exist today if it wasn't for the bravery.
No.
So it was literally also the Germans committed I would say, like, a Holocaust against Slavic people.
They
like,
did.
They
did not like Serbians at all. They came in. They tried to, like, where me and Jay are from. What's the name of the town? Kalish Karlovac. So Karlovac, it's called Kalish Dor. Kalish Dor is from the Germans. So I don't know what it means, but that area was infiltrated by Germans. They made their base of operations there. And basically, that place got infiltrated with Germans from Germany and Austria, brought in, like, to recolonize.
Oh, yeah. Like, they were bringing colonists.
So, like, I remember one time there was this old dude, and I was in my village, and it's pretty much like a little city, not that big, but it's big. And I'm sitting there, and I'm looking, and the guy was like, "Hey, you see that building?" I'm like, "Yeah." He goes, "In World War II," he goes, "I remember. I was a little kid." He goes, "The Germans came, and that was their main base, and they would, like, you know, call the other towns and this and that." And then he told me about Banatski Karlovac, which was his Kalish Dor, you know, pop, and this, and there's another town, and I didn't know any of that shit. So I go back to my uncle after being in the town square, hanging out, having my coffee. I said, "Hey, you know, this old man hit me to some hurt." "Oh, yeah, we don't like to talk about that." I'm like, "Why not?" He goes, "That was the past. Let's leave it there." I was like, "No." It's like, I don't want to leave it there. I said, "I want to find out more." Well, why? Because I've always been intrigued by history, and I've always been intrigued by other people's history. I'm not going to sit there and lie. Like, I I know the shit that I know about Kosovo and this and that and all of that, not because, oh, I'm Serbian, this is what I was taught, because I wasn't. My mom was a commie. You know, she was communist. Tito was the best. You know, my mom was like, Tito was the best because of him. We're in the United States. I'm like, no, he gave you a passport because get the shit out of the country. If you don't want to be here, get the fuck out, you know? And my mom was like, no. I'm like, yeah. You know, so we had this argument back and forth all the time. But my mom, she saw how devout I was to history. And she says, you know, you made a big mistake that you didn't go to fucking college, get an education, and, you know, because I dropped out of high school and whatnot.
Professor.
Dude, become a history professor. Because I learned, when I was in high school, so this is the Mesopotamia. My hand was up. And he's like, yeah. I said, so the Mesopotamians were this. And I started talking about the Persians, about this and that. The teacher goes, can you stay after class? And I'm like, yeah. He goes, man, he goes, you're smart. He goes, you know shit that I'm not even going to teach these kids. I'm like, I read because I used to have a library around the corner from my house. And I told you I was a latchkey kid. So I used to sneak out, go in the hallway, go down the stairs into the basement, sneak out the back door, and go to the public library and just bury my head in books. I was reading about the Chetnik movement that I didn't know. And I was like, well, I came home and asked my mom, are Chetniks bad? Oh, my God, they're murderers. They killed the people, you know. And I was like, but, Mom, I read this and it. No, they bad, you know. So I was like, why they bad? Because they fought for their people? I mean, the Chetniks got a bad name in the Balkan conflict because a lot of these fucking little, you know, turd fuckers in the fucking village came out, grew their beard, and be like, me kill. You know, like, that's all they did. So, but if you look at the actual history, they were the guard of Kralju i Otadžbinu, of the fucking, of the king. So, and the word Chetnik comes from Cheta, 4. So when they go in, it's 4 by 4 by 4. That's the battalion. So it's a Cheta, you know? And from World War I, it was the King fucking Peter's fucking army, bro. They were heroes then. But during World War II, they became fucking enemies. I mean, I have upstairs, I got it from Marco. I bought it on eBay. It was 1942 on Time magazine. It was one issue. And it said Draža Mihailovic's Chetniks, and they even flew the Serbian flag on the White House. And in that same span, they went and made a side deal, after Draža Mihailovic saved the downed pilots, which I want to talk about that another time. Devote a whole show to that. And they did that, and right after they made that deal, they fucking didn't back Draža Mihailovic. They backed fucking Tito. I don't know why. And
I think, I don't know why that happened. I'm still, like, reading a little bit more into it. But, like, you know, one thing I did notice, like, after the partisans, the communists kind of, like, settled Yugoslavia, they started persecuting, like, the Chetniks because they did see them as, like if they're building a new state, they were like, these people will be the enemy.
And do you know
and that's why they suppressed, like, Serbian Orthodox. Like, in the Balkans specifically, like, Serbia has the largest population, especially during that time. And the Serbian Orthodox Church, like, wields a large part of, like, if you look at Serbian history, and I'm still learning, you guys know more about it. Like, you notice that, like, these people have been able to keep their identity partly because of their religion.
Yes.
These guys, when Tito and them were kind of reinstating, like, making Yugoslavia in their views, they saw this group of people like, if we want to create a state, we need to be careful. We cannot, you have to suppress it.
They did, and they hunted down Chetniks. And Chetniks, after World War II, left in droves.
Yeah.
You have Chetniks in Australia that formed a huge community. You have in San Diego, in L.A., in Orange County, huge. Chicago, the king is buried there.
That's crazy.
The king is buried at Libertyville in the monastery. I
didn't even know that, actually.
Yeah, dude, I went back in the 90s, and I was just like, I asked somebody to, like, hey, can you show me? Can you take me around?
That's crazy.
And they were like, you're going to love this. They took me in, and I was just like, what the fuck? Our king is here? He goes, yeah, bro. Then he took me to Libertyville. It was a huge, they were like, you're from New York, and you came all the way to, I was like, fuck yeah. So I used to go on the regular every couple of months. I would go to Chicago. I would drive out there 11 hours. I would hang out with my people. Dude, 22, at that time in the 90s, 22 churches. They even have a Serbian road. It's like, what?
That's crazy.
It is, bro, you know? So I loved going there. I loved, you know, that history fucking thing. But, you know, getting back to, like, I love everybody's fucking history. And there's shit that I know about Albanian history, You know, I know about fucking the law of Ducagin. I know, like, dude, I read. I'm interested.
Part. Well, I think I read this somewhere, but it was like part of like a main ingredient of intelligence is having curiosity.
Dude, and I have a
So
lot
when
of curiosity.
if you have
yeah.
curiosity, you're gonna learn.
And like you said earlier, before we started doing the show, you were telling me that reading, that's the thing, that's the key to knowledge. You read. And I go in reading something, but I question it. So I read
you
again.
should.
Yeah.
Because I've read shit that Serbs write that go against everything possibly human. Like they just sellouts, you know? And I'm like, well, let's read the truth. So you have guys that write the truth, and then you see there is a little of this, there is a little of that. And, you know, some things have changed. But getting back to how we kept all culture, the Serbs, through Slava.
Yeah.
Serbs are the only ones who have a Slava. And I mean, like they say Slava Ukraine, Slava Russia, you know. But a Slava, it was what we said. We're going to have a Saints Day. We asked the Turks for that permission that we could have that. And we've had that for hundreds and hundreds of years. But we were also diabolically planning how to attack
Doing
during the Slava.
Yeah.
But at the same time, oral history was being handed down to everybody. So when people sit there like, I got bombarded with the I'm a Turk, I'm a fucking gypsy, I'm a this. So I did on the show, I went and I put up a picture of Vlad Tepes Dracula. I put up a picture of Karađorđe. I put up a picture of Njegoš from Montenegro, all Serbs. And then I put a picture of me and I said, tell me I look like either one of what you just called me, because I don't, and I don't look Albanian whatsoever. So you can't tell me that I'm an Albanian mutt, that my mother, you know, my mother got fucked by whatever, how many, you
they'll
know.
just, instead of actually trying to prove anything.
Brother, that's what they will say. They literally think that I started talking about Serbia because some Albanian girl cheated on me. Like, it's ridiculous. I mean, people are going to say what they're going to say, but it's...
Look, at the end of the day, I think we had a decent show. We introduced Aaron to this. We had a great fucking camaraderie back and forth. I think it went phenomenal. We're gonna do the next time that Aaron comes on will be a show dedicated to him, and he'll talk all things that he wants to talk about. We'll touch all kinds of topics. I will again compress into 25 minutes to 30 minutes tops, because I know. Even when I watch certain videos, I'm like, fuck, 45 minutes. So I'm like, blah, blah, blah. So I put it on that double speed, and it goes, then I just hear, fucking Serbs, wait, go back. Oh, yeah, okay, I heard that, you know, like, so, you know, I'm going to do that for the fucking viewers. And I hope you guys like this Serbian Corner. Please comment. If you do watch this, if you were in the live, do you like the intro that I did to the Serbian Corner? Because if not, I will change it. I'll put Bayak Malik Ninja, whatever the fuck you want. I just thought that was a great fucking intro. And like I said, the next show will be with him. And then I'll work on doing every show at least like I was going to talk about a little Serbian fact and something about an Albanian a warrior that kind of like we look as an enemy. I'll do that on the next fucking show. I'll save that for there because it's only going to be like a 10-minute history thing. But with that on me, hit the like,
Comment down below.
subscribe,
Hit that notification bell so you don't miss us.
tag our videos, share our videos.
Do not tag unless it's Instagram.
Thank you. And we'll see you on the next show of the Mood Lounge. Salud.
Awesome. That was really good. It was good, man.